Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry we haven't been here for a couple of weeks. We've had all kinds of shenanigans going on for this last couple of weeks, including shipping problems and tariffs and all sorts of problems with Bob Cratchit the cat. But we'll explain all about that at the end of the video. We've got some nice bits to show you today, and we are starting with this splendid piece. This is a French antique jardiniere, as you can see. It's got a zinc liner which does come out. There you go, got this zinc liner in place. A little bit rusty in the bottom there, and a bit of rust on the bottom of the liner. A few pinhole little holes in the bottom there, but it's an old piece. It's probably 120 years old, so it's in pretty good order for its age. Beautiful thing for displaying your plants in. Probably I'd say 1900, maybe slightly earlier. You thought a bit earlier, didn't you, Tracy? Probably around 1900, but lovely piece. It's quite thin. It's like this repoussé brass work where it's been pushed out the pattern from the inside, and they're quite thin. It's quite thin brass, so it does tend to take a few knocks, down the years. But that one is quite splendid, in good order. You getting that? You seen the pattern there? It has a slight aesthetic movement look about it in this pattern with these little rounded flowers, so it could be late Victorian rather than Edwardian. But a beautiful piece, and of course perfectly usable antique. You could put your little, well, you couldn't, with the tiny holes in it, it's not watertight anymore.
It doesn't need to be watertight, because you can either just put a poly bag in the bottom, which is what I always do with planters anyway. It just stops them getting so dirty, and it's easy to pull out the plant inside the bag, so that less mess when you want to tidy up the plant or water it or do anything to it. It just saves your antiques if you just line your planters, especially if you've got things like Georgian wine coolers or anything like that. They're definitely better off lined. Even though they have liners, I would line as well.
Yeah, so perfectly usable. That would look really smart, wouldn't it, with a few little house plants in?
Orchids would look very nice, wouldn't it?
Orchids, yeah. I normally photograph with a couple of orchids in, don't I? There we are, beautiful repoussé, brass repoussé antique French jardiniere. Let's put him there now. Next, this interesting little piece. This is a carved, I think this is sandstone. I think it's a sandstone carved face. Really interesting piece. A few little nibbles here and there. Very hard to age something like this. I think it's probably, if I had to guess, I would say this is second half of the 20th century. What do you think? We've seen some very similar statues and carvings, stone carvings by someone called Daniel Pretiz. Daniel Pretiz. And they sell for, I've seen them on First Dibs for a lot of money. Whether this is his, I don't know. We need to do a little bit more research, but it's such a nice little piece, isn't it? See the carving on there. You're getting that on the camera. Yeah, it's got a little...
It looks quite a clean piece, doesn't it? So I think it's...
a bit later, maybe,
not
yeah.
with a bit of age, not with too much age.
Got a sort of, I don't know if that's some kind of initial or something on the back there. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, we can't find it. We have looked, but if anybody knows, please let us know in the comments if you know for sure who's
really interesting. Hang that on the wall. It's interesting with this shape on the top. Actually, we saw his statues that on plinths, and they did have that similar shape down there, didn't they?
It's where they were taken from a piece of stone, weren't they? Just like it's almost. Not an offcut, but that is sort of how it looks. Unless
it's designed to go into
He's left it raw. No, I don't think
a roof
so.
space
I
or
think
something.
it's where it's been left raw.
Yeah.
The rock, and then he's worked with what he's got.
Beautiful though. I love pieces like this. Really interesting. You know what that reminds me of? Your homemade bread. Right, there we are. Lovely little sculpture.
That's reminding me I must make some today.
Please don't. Please don't. There we are, lovely sculpture. There we go. What have we got next? before I get struck by Tracy.
Actually, you won't be able to have any homemade bread until you've been out and bought some more butter.
Oh yes, little Bob Cratchit last night. Where did we find him? On the kitchen table, eating butter.
Half a slab of organic butter.
He's turned into a right little lurcher, hasn't he? He's really enjoying himself. He eats like a blooming horse, doesn't he?
No. In fact, he costs more than the horses to keep.
He eats like a horse. I can't believe what that cat eats.
I know.
He should be the size of a small pony by now. But yeah, he's growing actually, isn't he? But we've had a few issues with Bob Cratchit. We'll tell you about that later on. Now this is a paper knife. And this is very, very Art Nouveau. Are you seeing her beautiful little face? You getting that? This is in solid bronze. It's really weighty. That's heavy. It's got pax written there, which I believe is peace in Latin, I think, isn't it? In Latin, peace. So it's interesting. Now, whether that was because the Art Nouveau period was around 1890 to 1910, but of course you had the First World War 1418. Whether this was just after that period or before, I don't know. Interesting, but it's definitely high Art Nouveau, isn't it? It really is. But yeah, beautiful, really nice, solid bronze piece of Art Nouveau. There we go. Now, what are those? Would these be peace lilies or something? I wonder.
It's probably after the First World War, isn't it?
Yeah, so around 18. But of course, Art Nouveau didn't stop dead on 1910. The transition period between Art Nouveau and Art Deco, which started in 25. So yeah.
Or, of course, it could have been from the other war, the earlier one.
No, it was a bit
Although
earlier.
That seems quite a lot earlier.
That was a lot earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Plain on the back. Actually, I haven't said now. Did I look the other day? There's a little signature. I think. Can you see that? You're looking there, but is the camera seeing? Can you see it on the camera?
Not sure on the camera.
Where? Can you not see that?
No.
Well,
It's funny how many times you do that. You shove something in front of the camera that's tiny, almost indecipherable, and say, have you got that? Can you see that? Do you know what it is? Can you read it?
do you know what it is yet?
And Bob says no.
That's a little signature, I think. There, I need to research.
It's initials, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that might be a little signature. I will have a look at that and we'll B-roll it. We'll put it on the screen, or I'll see if we can see the name. Anyway, beautiful bit of Art Nouveau. There we go. Next.
Hang on a minute, Bob's
Moving.
scratching.
Bob's on Tracy's lap. He's scratching, so if the camera's wobbling, that's the reason. We're going from Art Nouveau to Art Deco. Here we have.
Hang on a minute. I've got to stop.
Here we have a little pair of, I guess they'd be German Shepherds, would they? Alsatians. Little dogs. They'll be in Spelter. Regule, we call it in France, on little marble bases. But aren't they splendid? Really,
it's nice
really,
to have a pair.
really Hercule Poirot, aren't they? Really are. Nice little pieces.
Maybe they're Malinois.
Is that a Belgian dog?
Belgian. Yeah.
Similar to an Alsatian?
Yeah. I don't know whether they're less furry.
Yeah.
Less,
There's not much
it's
fur on them.
no.
But there we go. Look at that on your bookshelf. Either side of your books. Lovely little
Bob's
Art
glowing
Deco
at me.
pieces, be 1930s, I would think. And they've survived pretty well, haven't they? Seen a lot in their lifetime. See the little doggies? I'm getting that. Yeah, lovely little Art Deco bits. There we
Still
go.
very useful for bookends, actually.
Yeah. You've got proper books to put on your bookshelf, not this
Yeah, I've got
Kindle
a few.
stuff.
I need some for my next shelf up, actually. I've got some on a book slide, but
Oh, I'm so sorry they're for sale.
I need to get some. Well, I would
dear.
probably have lurchers or greyhounds, so...
Now, if you're English, you'll know this phrase. If you're not English, you may not know codswallop. You heard of codswallop? Codswallop is an English phrase.
Meaning?
Meaning rubbish, meaning like what you talk quite a lot. When you say things to me, and I would say that's rubbish, so you're talking rubbish, or you're talking codswallop. correct?
Nonsense is what it
Nonsense,
means.
codswallop, yeah.
Talking nonsense.
It's a polite way of saying it, yeah, without being too rude. Codswallop. Now, I have looked up about this codswallop, whether it's actually directly related to these bottles, but there's some, apparently that phrase only came in 1920. This bottle, they came in 1872, so I don't, it's nice to link the story to these bottles about codswallop, but I don't know that it's true. Anyway, I'm waffling here. What I'm going to...
Isn't it codswallop because you used to smack the bottom of the bottle?
Well, that's what I thought, but I can't see that. First of all, because we're rambling away here, you don't think what the heck they on about. This is a bottle designed by someone called Hiram Codd, and he invented this in 1872. And this has a little marble inside. Can you see it rolling around in there?
Mm-hmm.
And it does roll to the bottom there. You can see the marble is there. Now these were invented so you could carbonate your drinks, so you could have lemonade in them. And it's a very thick glass because it was pressured. Apparently these were filled upside down. I don't exactly know how it works. There's a butterfly just fluttering in. I don't know exactly how it works, but these were very, very popular from 1872 onwards. Hiram Codd from Camberwell invented this bottle, and yeah, it's pressurized, and I think somehow you knock the marble down and you could drink your drink.
What happens is when the drink's in there,
yeah,
the pressure holds the marble in place at the top of the bottle
with a rubber seal, apparently.
So in order to
get the drink,
I would imagine they used to have to...
I think you had a tool or a little opener thing, you get the marble down. And it says that the marble stays away from the top when you drink it. But having said that, in this one, the marble does go to the bottom. Anyway,
yes, but you haven't got any liquid in the bottle, so the only way to try to see if that's true...
No, we can't redo it.
No,
that's what you're thinking. But anyway, it's a beautiful old bottle.
I wonder if you could have tried the theory with Coke.
Maybe. That's going to date to late Victorian or 1872 onwards. It's got some writing around here. This, I'll read it if I can. Southwestern Mineral Water Co. Limited. Bournemouth. Bournemouth, down on the south coast there of England. But
there's the marble.
They're very collectible and they are quite rare. And the reason they're quite rare is that kids used to smash the bottles to get the marbles out, to play with the marbles. Which is quite interesting.
I think you used to do that, didn't you?
No.
I'm sure you did.
We used to play with marbles and conkers.
Yeah, I wonder if kids do play with marbles now.
No conkers anymore, is it? It's all...
Not allowed conkers in schools anymore, are you?
Too dangerous.
Yeah, they are. They're not allowed. And
there was all kinds of shenanigans with conkers, wasn't there? People used to soak them in vinegar to make them hard.
Hard, so they didn't split when you...
I don't know if other parts of the world know about conkers. We used to have them on a string. These are horse chestnut conkers. What do you call them? A seed, a big...
Yeah, but...
Called a conker, and you'd drill it through with your skewer, and you'd string it, and you'd play with your mates at school and try and smash their conker.
But then if you soaked them in vinegar overnight, wasn't it? It made them
harder.
rock hard.
Yeah.
So they're much harder to break.
Good old days.
People used to say things like, "Oh, it's a 49er. It's done 49 conkers," didn't they?
And they could trade you conkers.
16, yeah.
If you had one that was good, you could trade it. Yeah, good old days. Before the electronics and the digital and all this and that, and games and all that. Proper games.
That's like marbles. I used to be good at marbles. I used to have a big stash of marbles.
Yeah. They can go for a lot of money, some of those old marbles now. Anyway, there we are. That is a, well, they call them a cod neck bottle, named after the guy who made them, who invented them. Here comes Bob for a look.
Bob!
Bob, do you have to? Do you mind? Anyway, he's scratching away there. He's been out in the garden, in the grass there. Yeah, codswallop bottle. There we are. Lovely thing. And as I say, quite rare now to find them in good condition. What do you think, Bob? Bob?
He's not interested. He'd
Not
rather have
interested.
a half pound of butter, thanks.
Right, that's it for our pieces for this week.
I'm sorry. Hang on, it's falling off the table.
We've had, as I say, we've had a ragged few weeks. That's why I haven't put a video on. We had trouble with La Poste with our shipping. We used to have an eco shipping, which was a reasonable price to ship around the world, and then that all went. They've lost
taken that away.
So now we have to use
Discontinued it.
Carissimo. So, for an example, a 2 kilo piece going to America would cost our client about €32. That's gone up now to 52. So that has hurt the business. People don't want to pay that amount of money, and I can understand why. So we first had that going on, which was a blow. And then after that, in the last week, we've had this tariff thing come in from America, which has actually stopped us trading with America. We can't trade with America anymore at the moment.
Well, you could if you sent everything on FedEx or...
Yeah, but no one's going to pay £150 to send something to America. So that's really hurting our business. Obviously, America was probably 80%, 90% of our business, our trade. So we are been flattened by this. We're hoping it's going to be pro tem. They've got to sort it out because, I mean, Etsy, La Poste, Carissimo, they're losing millions with this if they can't trade. It's no good for the American people. They want to be able to buy stuff from around the world. So,
well, it's not just France, is it? It is actually worldwide. I believe
worldwide,
that it's all of the merchandise going into the US now has to have a prepaid tariffs.
Yeah, and our system in France doesn't allow us to prepay. We can't even prepay the tax and send it because, I mean, at the moment we can't. They're not. That system isn't in place. So we've lost.
He's brought it in before they've sorted it all out. So
we've lost most of our client base at the moment.
Well, so is everyone else.
Yeah, so is everyone else. It's just life, isn't it? But it hopefully, I think, because there's so much money being lost by companies, it'll be sorted quite quickly, I think, and we can get back onto America. But pro tem, if you're wondering, if you're trying to come on and purchase any of our items, that is the reason why. So we're sorry about that. Hopefully it will sort out very soon. We've also had issues, of course, with Bob Cratchit this last couple of weeks. He had the lurgies, didn't he? He had the flu, was coughing really badly.
Well, he had laryngitis, didn't he? But it affected him. He was vomiting and
coughing.
Really poorly, struggling to breathe. And
after just losing Missy, the cat, about a month or so ago, we thought, oh God, here we go again. So he's been into the vet 3 times. It was great fun trying to get him into the box to travel him there, wasn't it?
Oh, blimey, yeah, he's an absolute nightmare.
He's got the scars to show.
He's not 100% sure on people. He's
semi-wild, really.
I mean, the vet was asking us why he hasn't been castrated. He is going to be done, but just not until he's got 100% trust in us. We don't want to ruin everything. It's taken 6 months to get him this far, isn't it? He
was okay.
Pretty badly knocked about.
I thought he was all right to the vet. I thought he'd be running around the walls like the wall of death. But
yeah, he was just terrified, though.
He was just scared, but he was okay. So he's had 3. We had to take him back 3 times for injections. Hopefully now they've given us the
he couldn't eat,
green
could he?
light.
Poor
No, he couldn't eat anything. He's making up for it now, mind. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he stole the butter.
Could be, yeah.
Soothed his throat. Soothing.
I'm going to have to watch him now because you don't want to go into... He's been in the kitchen and you go in and do yourself a sandwich and don't realise he's been licking your butter. You don't want that, do you?
Didn't he leave little teeth marks in it?
Yeah, but you can't look for those clues every time.
Well, no, he shouldn't be on the surfaces, so he'll have to stay on the damn floor, the little monkey.
So that's it. So Bob Cratchit is well now, isn't he?
Hopefully, crossing fingers.
Pretty well. He's stopped coughing and he's doing all right.
You do like to tempt fate, don't you?
So that's it. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little video. Please like and subscribe if you did. You can find our items in our shop, thesecretchateau.com, and the details are in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.